So I've been sober for 2.5 months, and I fell off. I fell off for 2 days. You know what I'm saying? I bounced right back. Um, for the past 20 years, I've been drinking, smoking weed every day. Weed is really my vice. I'm sober now, but weed is really my vice. Drinking, I have fun drinking. It's not a serious problem. But I tell myself I wanted to be sober. And for the past maybe 10 years, really for a long time, I've been wanting to be sober. I've been drinking and smoking weed for the past 20 years, 25 years since I was a teenager. And I've been wanting to be sober. I look at people like Terrence Crawford, Floyd Mayweather, um, Rollo, the rapper Rollo, who's people known for trapping, no, you know what I'm saying, from Atlanta. But someone who's in an environment where it's people who smoke, people who drink, but they're sober. 50 Cent. I admire people like that, and I've seen that for myself. I've had the vision of wanting to feel like them. I've envied those people. They've inspired me because you know I'm in the hip hop world. I'm in the hip hop world, the urban community, and I always saw myself being that light, being healthy. I practice being healthy. I've been cooking for myself. I'm gonna try to eat correctly. I'm into fitness. I was an athlete in high school. I'm not gonna say that I caught up in the hip hop. I loved hip hop. I grew up. I was raised within hip hop. But I started to take it serious as a profession. And I didn't used to smoke when I was younger. I smoked on the block as a kid, being a kid and growing up. You know, you smoke with your friends, and then I stopped smoking because I didn't like how it made me feel. And then once I got into hip hop, when I was a little bit later in life, in my early, see, I wasn't even a teen when I was smoking. I was smoking at really young, but then I stopped smoking. And then somewhere in my early 20s, I got into hip hop and I started farming, be amongst the people. And I thought maybe if I smoked, I could zone out more. And I don't know. I thought it would benefit me. Well, I probably was telling you, now don't do that, man. You know what I'm saying? It's not good for you. You don't need to. You don't become lazy. And I was real focused. But I ended up smoking. I ended up started just started to smoke, and thought I was cool and all that type of shit. I've been drinking. I always had drinks and shit like that. But I never had a problem with drinking. Um, I only had a problem with smoking. Once I started smoking, it wasn't long before I started trying to quit, and I couldn't quit. And I remember maybe 3 or 4 years ago, I started smoking heavy. I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna quit. And this is back when Swisher Sweets, and he was a smoker of Swisher Sweets. And I went like 3 weeks, And mind you, I grew up with my mom always saying she wanted to quit smoking. My mom still smoked. She in her 70s. I don't know how often she smokes, but she'll hit the joint every now and then. But me, I always wanted to quit. I always had this vision of me being sober, focused. Yeah, sober, focused. But you get influenced by your peers, and now that I'm older, I still can watch a podcast or watch somebody that's older than me. You might watch the Matt Barnes and that. Might be watching a rapper that's older than me that I looked up to. That's smoking still and shit like that. But you gotta walk your own walk and where you see yourself at. Stand for me, my motivation has been for me to be sober, be on this earth as long as I could be on this earth. Be as healthy as possible. I want to be the best version of me. Like I said, I look up to people like 50 Cent, people like Rollo, people like Terrence Crawford, people like Floyd Mayweather. As far as their discipline and as far as they'll being sober in a community, in an environment that you don't see a lot of sobriety. And I'll say more 50 Cent Rollo than Terrence Crawford, Floyd Mayweather. I mean, granted, boxers do indulge in liquor and when they're not preparing for a fight, but I'm one of those guys who wants to be 365 every day of the year, focused and loving life. And when I smoked, I always felt like, damn, man, I don't want to smoke. Like, dude, act like weed's not addictive. Like, I mean, you get mood swings, you get all kind of, you need to be moody, you need to be like real irritated. Life don't be fun. Life do not be fun when you want to smoke weed and you're trying not to smoke weed. But I'm a rough start in bags under my eyes as of recently. I started getting bags under my eyes where I wasn't even good sleep, and I was praying for any way to stop smoking weed. And sometimes the Lord give you what you ask for in a way where you have to stop. When I first stopped smoking weed when I was young, my friends on the block they all smoke weed, but I started getting panic attacks. I would be tripping as a youngster. I just stopped smoking, but that was a way for me to stop smoking. So I wouldn't mind. I was damn near praying like I want to get a panic attack, and so it's something to make me stop smoking. And it was health started to happen with me where I've been smoking so long. It was like I needed to start smoke before I work out. It made my workouts fun and all that type of shit. But I don't know, I started getting bags under my eyes. I started to not get as much sleep because I'd be high. And I've been smoking all my life, I just say, majority of my life. So there was nothing to be high. But if for whatever reason, as I was starting to stop, then I was weaning off the weed. When I would smoke, it will fuck off my sleep. So you imagine constantly trying to quit something, and then you quitting, and then when you do it, it's more impactful. So it fucks shit off. So that's what kind of was happening to me because I was trying to stop smoke. I would go hours or however, but me maybe getting a day in or maybe getting 2 days in, and then when you smoke, you try to fuck yourself off. Because your body's not used to being high every day no more. So that's what was happening. And there's triggers. There's always triggers with me. I'll go through triggers. So I'd be like, if I smoke, I want to drink. If I dry smoke and I drank, I want to eat some bullshit. So it all played a part in for me not being the best of who I knew I to be. So for the past 2 months, for the past 2.5 months, I was sober. I had no weed. I had no drink. I had nothing. I ain't never went this long. Like 3 weeks so long as I went with like shit 20 years ago, but shit. Nigga, 2.5 months, nigga. I'm like, nigga, and I'm sober. I'm telling my father now I'm sober now and that I'm feeling it. I'm feeling the like yeah, I'm sober and I've been silently happy. I've been like hella choose. Like imagine wanting to be a certain way for years, dreaming of being a certain way, and then you're living in it. And I'm like loving it. I'm like, man, I'm feeling better. All the shit. I'm feeling it. I had nothing. And a couple days ago, I was just going through it. I was going through it like nothing heavy. Cause usually I'll get like a what they call a temptation or I will be wanting to smoke. Usually but it will only be for like 5 seconds. Now before it would be for hours or if it would be however many minutes before I had to. It ain't don't even need the weed man no more. You can go down the street to the motherfucking dispensary. It's hella easy to go get some weed now. So and it's hella cheap, even if if you're not disciplined on smoking the best of the best. You can go get you a $5 joint real quick and just to break the high, get you a quick high, get you a quick fix real quick. So that's what I found myself doing. But for the last 2.5 months, I haven't had those desires. And when I desire do come, when I do come, it's only for like 5 seconds because I would immediately realize how high I would be and how I would not be as productive as I could be if I wasn't high. By me having a bunch of different projects, I would want to get high real quick, but then I know, man, if I get high, I mean, I'm gonna be stuck. I ain't even gonna be able to do what I want to do. I'm not gonna be as productive as I could be, and I will immediately it would be like, nah, let me smoke. But for whatever reason, man, I think it was really, really wanting to hit some track, and wanting to feel some kind of buzz. So I had me a beer. You know what I'm saying? I had me a fuck them because I felt like to me, weed was my real vice. That was what I really could not stop doing. I ain't really never been addicted to drink like that. Beers and I might want some of my weed every now and then, and not even beer. It's just I had give me something. I was a Hennessy nigga for years. I was vodka. I drank everything. You know what I'm saying? But I was, me being a workout and that, I'm like, what, let me just get a beer that's not too hard. I mean, it's not, it's just gonna pack on a pound. I was like, I would want to get some vodka, but I'm cool. I just fuck with it. I'll fuck with a fade beer real quick and get a fake little buzz. I ain't trying to get hella fucked, but I probably just want a fake buzz. And I make bought a black and mild. I bought a motherfucking black and mild because I'm like, if I get a black and mild, I'll be cool. I don't want no weed, so I didn't fall off on the weed. But me wanting to be sober, me be wanting to be completely sober, I fell off, and I fell off for 2 days. I had me a beer, I had me a black and mild, took a couple puffs off the black and mild, and I threw that motherfucker away. I broke it in half and threw it in the trash. Now, if you a real smoker, you know, niggas go back in that motherfucking trash. You know what I'm saying? I'll go get another black and mild. They not expensive. But I found myself going back in the trash the next day and finding a piece of broke off black and mild that was long enough for me to go ahead and get some pulls in. And I hit that motherfucker, time in the spot, hit that motherfucker, had me another beer. And when I hit that black and mild the last time I got smoked, I was like, I ain't smoking no motherfucking black and mild no more. It just had a nasty taste to it. It was kind of over. And I knew that I was gonna bounce back. I know that doubt that this was it. It felt like when I was leaning off of the weed before. So I'm back. And I'm back 2 days sober after having that little setback. But I know I'm not going back. I feel good. I'm like, I went to the gym. I'm looking good. I'm looking better. I'm feeling better. And I'm not going backwards. I know I'm only moving forward from here. So it be setbacks. You got to get past that and bounce right back. And that's how I feel right now. Like that was a quick setback. That ain't shit. I had a couple beers for a couple days when I had added a black and mild all together. But I bounced right back. And I feel good. And I feel like I didn't even have that setback. It was a setback. I felt like I didn't even have it. If anything, it's making me dive into my sobriety even more, right? I know I'm really not going back. I know I'm really all the way focused. I almost needed that setback just for confirmation of not. And I didn't fall off the weed though. That's one thing that I'm juiced and happy about and proud of. That it wasn't weed. If it was weed, I would be scared because weed has been something that is and motherfucker be like, man, to each his own. Some motherfuckers, we might help you out. We might do something for you. That we everybody got to walk their own path. And I'm using this as a testimony for anything that you're going through. You could be going through you want to be sober from porn and you want to be sober from gambling. You want to quit gambling, you want to quit porn, you want to quit drinking, you drinking might be fucking you up. You want to quit cocaine, you want to quit whatever. My preference was weed. So I woke up this morning like, you know what? I'm bouncing back after a sober setback. Could be don't let that shit get you down. Don't let the little fuck up, don't let that deter you. Come back stronger. Because that's how I feel right now. So that's all the time I'm gonna spend on that right now, man. To the next time I got some time, I'm gonna highlight y'all, man. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, man. Share this with your people. Peace.